Good morning, everybody. Bedhead, Bedbeard, welcome to the latest Project Dramond post, where I dive into all the fun stuff that's being worked on with this project. And this morning we're doing a concept art update for those of you who are patron supporters. So the link below will take you straight over to the Patreon post, where you can dive into the concept art that Chris has been working on ever since we got her the Wacom One tablet a few weeks ago. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. I'd have to check the dates on that. But um, thanks to the support of our patrons, we've been able to get some asset packs for Joey to work on the game, and also helped out with the purchase of Chris's tablet that she's using now to go full speed ahead in terms of getting some really cool concept art digitally painted as opposed to only ever doing physical sketches. One of the things she's working on right now is taking a lot of her old pencil sketches that she did for the first few months on the project and taking those and getting those put into digital format as well. And as she gets beyond that, earlier this week, maybe it might have been Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember what day it was. I went ahead and got an art station going for her, and there's a board there where she's got I think like 115 images that I went out and sourced and said these are great places to start, in terms of inspiration sources to look at and kind of give you a starting point for what you're going to be creating going forward. The difference between this project and, say, the way that I did the concept art with Saga of Leucemia is on Saga of Leucemia. Um, Basically, I always had in my mind exactly what I wanted to see in terms of the concept art. So I would always sit down with the artist and give them a description of what I was wanting to look at. They'd come back and give me half a dozen very quick thumbnail sketch ideas, and then I'd pick one or two of those or combine one or two of those and say, give me a version of that. Then they'd come back from that, and we'd tweak that and refine that over the course of, say 6 to 8 conversations before a finished result was given to me. With Chris, it's a little bit different because this whole project is being done in a different manner. So as an example, I was talking about this in the most recent brainstorming episode we did. As far as concept art in this project goes, I'm not necessarily dictating the types of images I want to see. There are some examples, but they're pretty few and far between, and mostly related to what I need for chapter art for the book. And then as I get into the campaign module, I'm going to have specific requests for images I want for headers. But for the world, I'm doing this a lot differently. So obviously we have the world map that we created, and beyond the world map, um, we don't really have a lot of like finalized ideas for what things look like. So yeah, we know that there are forests and rivers and towns and cities and harbors and you know all these different rolling hills and landscapes, but I haven't actually gone in and said, you know, the wizard tower that's here has to look like this, or the cave that's over here has to look like this. I'm much more preferring her to just do concept art that inspires her, and then as she presents me with pieces, I can then take that piece of concept art and go, okay, I think that's going to look good over here, and boop, I can slot it in over there. So it's a little bit of a different process this time around because I'm allowing the freedom to create things outside of the scope of just what I have on paper, which is a little bit different. Now, every project is different in the sense that every project has its own unique needs. And because this is not a project, with Saga of Leucemia, I was working with something that I started building back in 1999. So there was 15 years of pre-design already done in terms of the tabletop game and the play-by-post game and the short stories that had published in that world, and then the book and all that other stuff. So there was already a very set and defined um, concept art style that I had for how everything needed to look. This is not, because we started this from scratch, and because we started it from scratch, this is something where it's being done in a different manner because it's not just me working on the creation of all of this stuff. It's my brother, myself, my wife, and so there's a lot more freedom for everybody to pitch in their own ideas and bring that to fruition. So It's been entertaining to me to be able to see some of the things that she's been putting forth creatively, um, coming forth from her imagination. Because I'm not an artist, so I can't. I can look at things and say I think that looks good, but I can't look at something and say, oh yeah, and you should do this, this, and this. So anyway, today's post is about the stuff that she's been working on for tutorials. Um, it's basically things where she's been learning the tools. She started off using Photoshop, which was a little more complex for a beginner, and ended up switching over to Clip Clip Paint Studio Pro, Clip. Is it Clip Paint Studio or Clip Studio Paint? I always forget. But that program has proved to be, for her, it's far more beneficial, because it's better suited for the novice who's just getting going, because all the tools are like right there for drawing an illustration, whereas in Photoshop a lot of the stuff is kind of buried, and Photoshop is for so much more than just drawing. Um, and I think eventually, we've talked about it already, I think eventually she's going to be switching back to Photoshop because she knows how to use Photoshop for photography and photo editing and things of that nature. But drawing is new to her on a tablet. So anyway, check out the link below to go to the um, Patreon post, which has the stuff that she's been working on for the past couple of weeks. And then also, if you haven't already done so, join the Discord. Links are below. We have the general section where we chat about games and movies and music and all this other stuff. And then the Project Dramond section of Discord is for the patrons and supporters of the Patreon page. And we share snippets there. I've been sharing the snippets of her concept art before I was sharing them in the Patreon post. And of course, TikTok, where we share daily updates about all the stuff we're working on. Discord is also, by the way, where we share. For example, yesterday my brother had an update on the point and click adventure game that he's working on. So there's lots of reasons why you should be joining Discord as well as this YouTube, Patreon, and so on and so forth. And if you haven't already done so with the YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get updates for when new content is available. And stick around because there's lots of fun stuff coming in the pipeline between Project Dramond stuff, the Lotro streams I'm doing, the Monday musings, the Mondays in MMORPG vodcast with Lexer and Scribbles from Defend the Night, and a lot more. So stick around for all that stuff. Hopefully, I will see all of you here or there or in Discord or wherever. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm going to go get some coffee and go for a run so that I can take a shower and do something with the mop. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.